My name's Ronn Cunningham. I'm the children's pastor at Norman First Assembly of God here in Oklahoma. I've been there about 5 years as the children's pastor, and I've been a part of Royal Rangers since 1977 at 5 years old when I started as a straight arrow. Went all the way through, got my gold medal in 1988, and Royal Rangers was one of the things that helped shape my life so much. As a police officer, and most of my police career spent in a public school situation, I see a lot of boys that are growing up not knowing what a man is. And our Junior Leadership Training Academy here in Oklahoma is making a lot of progress on helping a boy learn how to be a godly man. In 2003, we had what we called the pilot program for the beginning of JLTA in Eagle Rock, where a lot of districts all came together and we experienced what the national office was hoping JLTA would ultimately become. And they were able to take what was really working around the country and blend it all into one cohesive unit. I was blessed to be a part of the Advanced Junior Training Camp team. Commander Stan Botts and I were able to go to Eagle Rock and be a part of that staff to see what they wanted AJTC to be like. And we had a blast. We just totally fell in love with the opportunity to use this format. It's an honor to be able to be a part of the legacy. I mean, we've had boys that have grown up to become pastors, youth pastors. We've already got some missionaries and people who are working that have been a part of our, connected to our academy. And to be able to be a part of their history and their legacy that they're going to be doing for the Lord. And, we had a direct hand in that. And that's an honor, because somebody needs to step up and do it. We have to be serious about the Titus 2 model, where godly men teaching the younger men and the godly women teaching the younger women. And so, Royal Rangers is just under that biblical godly plan of how to teach a boy to be a man. Well, the most important thing about the Junior Academy is they're at that final level of basically an internship. They have learned all of these different things as they went through Junior Training Camp, Advanced Junior Training Camp. All of those different things all culminate into a lot of experiences, but where the rubber meets the road is whenever they have to actually put those experiences to practice. And that's what Junior Academy does. We put that into an internship where they have to serve and get a taste of what it's like on all the aspects of what it takes to make a JLTA camp work. And then ultimately, they're going to find their niche. But they're going to get all of those experiences in the Junior Academy, because that is the place for them to start putting all of the things that they've learned through Elite to work. They get to put it into practice. As a police officer in a public school, I don't see a whole lot of hope with so many of those boys. Boys who've done, unfortunately, some of the worst things you can do. I've had boys in my schools that have been arrested for murder, and I've had boys who've committed suicide. I've had boys do so many other things. They don't have hope. We have to intentionally do something. Learning leadership isn't going to happen by accident. It is not something that I hope you learn it. I have to take the time and teach it. And that's what this team of men here do, is we are teaching you what it's like to be a man. Because if the only example that a boy has to see what a man is like is 2.5 Men reruns with Charlie Sheen, that's the kind of man we're going to get. We have to take intentional discipleship and teach them things. You can't just hope that it's going to happen. You have to do something intentional about it. I don't really think about it in today's terms as much as I think of it in tomorrow's terms. I want to know that 10, 20, 30 years from now, the greatest success that we're going to see is when these boys grow up to be godly men and they're serving in a church with their family. Some people think that not every boy is made to be a leader. And I understand that not every person in the world needs to be the president of the United States. But there's so much more to leadership than being the president, whether it be the United States or of a company or of anything like that. we've got to take that opportunity to go, a boy who may not be terribly smart is going to grow up, and he's going to probably find a girl. And they're going to get married and ultimately have kids. Well, that boy absolutely needs to know how to be a leader of his family. And therefore, godly leadership is important on every level. Because we have plenty of people who can argue their way into the presidency. We don't have enough people that have got a clue how to be a godly dad. And we need godly dads a lot more than we need presidents. When you talk about what's at stake, why do I want my boy to be in Royal Rangers? Why do I want my boy to be a part of JLTA? But why is it important? My boy, why does he need to learn survival skills? Why does he need to learn this? Learning survival skills is something that boys like. But the important thing is the fact that their soul is at stake. A boy's future of whether he goes to heaven or goes to hell is at stake. And while he's learning all of these different things, he may learn how to lash a tower that you can climb and look out. He may learn how to carry a saber. None of that really matters as much as while he's learning all these things, he's learning how to be a godly man. He's learning how to be a leader. He's ultimately accepted Christ into his heart, that he will be able to have that salvation that Christ wants with everyone. And a relationship with God is the most important thing. We just use all these different tools to reinforce that boy's relationship with God.